Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm LeNae Gehrig, and today from our friends at 3Quarter Design, we have Eclectic Clockwork 8x8 paper pack. There's 12 double-sided papers in here, and many of them have cutouts on them. They're just beautiful. Guys, we paired this with some of our steampunk collection, and this is what we came up with. This is our giveaway card for this episode. So stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a look at what we've got in our 8x8 paper pack. As I said, there's 12 double-sided papers. They're very kind of grungy, they're very like masculine looking, but I think you can tell from this card in the opening, just adding a few colors to it and things like that, you could definitely make it work for anybody, not just the guys. So let's take a look at this with all the stenciling, the script writing on it, definitely some vintage elements here. On this side, we've got sort of whites and gray. It looks like there's some brick, there's some newspaper print on here. More script, more stenciling, beautiful down here. Lots of layering with like brick. I love this. You can even just see like the dimensional paste on here when they like photographed these pages that they did. Amazing. And then on this side, we've got like chain link fence, which I've not seen chain link fence before. That's really cool. More of this. This looks like, you know, like bubble wrap, and they dipped it in paint and stamped on it. And we've got the stenciled letters, or numbers rather, brick wall. Okay, now here we've got our clock, the numbers. This definitely is like peeling, chipping paint. Lots more stenciling here, stamping. So you get all the benefits of all of this collage, this grunge ephemera look without having to do it yourself, which I love it. There's a globe here. Love these little stamped like X's. Lots of script here. All right, so now we're getting into some cutouts. More cutouts. I love the notebook paper. Lots of clocks, as you would expect. Oops. Okay, there's this one. This one with the postage. Lots more clocks. Lots more cutouts here. And then the last one, all these little ephemera things to cut out. Keys and clocks and books and things like that. Okay, so let's jump right in to this one. So this is our giveaway card. Let me first explain how I put it together, and then I'll explain how the giveaway works. 5 by 6.5 inches, and I used a lot of this color, cocoa bean, okay, for my inking, and my little applicator tool went all the way around my blank card edges, just the edges of that to tint it so I didn't have like a stark white card edge. Saves a little bit on matting too, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I took one of the papers that has the script on it, and then the postcard, you guys, or it's not really a postcard, it's actually an envelope right here. Cut this out, inked the edges of that, and glued it so that it extended off the edge, and then I trimmed that and then just glued it right here. So this piece was cut off of this piece, so we're not wasting any of those pieces. And then right here, you guys, I wanted to show you how we've paired this collection with our new Steampunk for Everyone collection. So here are all these fabulous die cuts. There's 31 in here. You just pop them right out. There's also chipboard and our cutting die. So on this one, I used the beautiful butterfly, the little wings here, and also the red elements, so like a greeting, and then there's a border here. Okay, so I took the border and I just cut it so there's like a 1.5 inch length here, and then just glued it even with the top edge, and then took the piece I trimmed off, glued it right next to that, and then used some gold mirror jewel dazzle stickers just right here and right here, kind of to anchor those. And then going down the edge, you guys, I've got our new dazzle stickers, and it's occurring to me that I put them in the wrong place right now. Okay, talk amongst yourselves. I gotta find these. Here we go. These are our colorful oval dazzle stickers. We love these. They're rather colorful border oval dazzle stickers. Oval border colorful dazzle stickers. I use the red ones right here. And love those because if we can see here, they're just alternating a little oval and a little circle on them, and they just look like like a jeweled bracelet. That's what it reminds me of. So I put that right there, and then the clock, it was a cutout, so I glued that one. I glued this little tag right here, put another one of those mirror dazzle, jewel mirror, gold jewel mirror dazzle stickers. Wow. Right there. And then there's another little cutout that I foam taped. And then these pieces right here, here is that little die cut butterfly, and I cut that from, this is ruby red mirror cardstock. It's absolutely a gorgeous red. And then foam taped those little wings on there, and then the body is also separate. So let me show you that one I forgot to mention. So you've got the base of it, the wings, and then right there is the little body of the butterfly. So cut those out and then glued the body to the entire butterfly, and then just foam taped the wings part here and here. So there's a little dimension. So if you're mailing this, they're gonna go flat on you a little bit. But if you're hand delivering that one, just pull those up a little bit and you've got some dimension. Then this one is also from the die cuts, and I went ahead and just foam taped that. We've also got metal cogs and gears, okay, that are specifically designed to go with this collection. And look at all the different colors that are in there. And I just used 2 of those right here, okay? How does our giveaway work? If you're new to our channel, hello, thank you for joining us. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we promote our Paper Wishes, well, every week, our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. But on those 3 webisodes, we do a card giveaway. And I always announce it at the beginning that it's the card giveaway, and this is how you participate. We ask that our Paper Wishes YouTube channel, you subscribe, and that you give this video a thumbs up and you leave us a comment. And then after about a week, we'll reply to one viewer's comment saying, congratulations, YouTube username blank. And you gotta know what your YouTube username is. That's the name that's listed on the comment that you leave. And then it's also a good idea to hit the notification bell because we do this 3 times a week. So if you participate in those 3 videos, you get 3 chances to win a card. And we mail it off to you in a little happy mail. So I hope you do participate in that. Okay, so the next card I wanted to show you, this is also a 5 by 6.5 inch card. Remember that paper that had the great big clock on it? Let's see if I can find it easily enough here. Here we go. For this one, I just took it and I just cut it slightly smaller than my 5 by 6.5 inch. And then inked the edges of that paper and then inked the edges of the card and then glued the paper there. And then this one right here, this is one of those cutouts that I pointed out to you at the very beginning. Let's see if I can find that. There we go. Cut this one out, this little notepad, inked the edges of that and glued that at an angle. So the clock is pretty straight, glued this at an angle. When you're doing collage, making use of angles is very important, okay? So got that angle on there, and then this one right here is from this sheet. Went ahead and cut that out. Always inking the edges because sometimes we can leave a white edge on that, so just inking that as well. Foam taped that. Then down here we've got these black gears, and those come from that same set of cutting dies. Here we are. Okay, took these, die cut that from black, glued that to that little notepad, and then added some little jewel dazzle stickers again, but these are gold pearl. And they have a little bit of a texture to them. Okay, just added those to the center of those little gears and cogs, and then cut out some leaves from here. Don't forget, ink the edges of the leaves. It also brings a little bit of a shadow, a little bit of dimension. So then I glued in this order. Here's a little cutout timepiece, little pocket watch right here. And then glued that here. And using tiny scissors to cut these elements out, really helpful, okay? And then glued that, and then added the congratulations, which is from our More Greetings Dazzle stickers, and they come in a pack like this. This is 4 or 5. Oh, it's 5. One's hiding there. There we go. So there's 5 there. These 5 different finishes. I use the gold. So I think this could work for birthday, graduation, retirement. There's a lot of occasions. And then in the corners right here, you're going to notice these tiny little corner pieces there. And those are from, grab this, Petite Stickers. These are just the tiny little stickers where there's greetings here. They come in all these finishes, 4, okay? And there's little butterflies, there's little greetings, there's little corner embellishments, there's birds. I just love this little collection of just one of my favorite sticker collections is Tiny Words and Phrases Dazzle Stickers, because it has just the right size little phrases, and this one is proving to be really helpful as well. I love that it has all the little extra things. I put these little corner pieces right here, and then right here I glued one of those little metal gears. Okay? All right, next. All right, another 5 by 6.5 inch card, and for this one I'm gonna need my ruler. So for this one, you guys, I cut across my card front, right there, 2 1/4 inches from the bottom edge. I just took my paper trimmer and I just went right across there, separating those 2 pieces. And then I went ahead and I used some paper at the top and then at the bottom, inking the edges of both the paper and the card. And then on the back, I added just some scrap paper that I had cut down, added that to the back, even a little scrap of paper right here because this one wasn't long enough. And then this one, you guys, I glued down on 3 sides to make it a pocket. Okay, so it's kind of like a Dutch door. You're gonna open it up like that, and then you're gonna have this little pocket right there. This is another cutout piece right here. It already has the clock on it. See if I can find it quickly. And then this one right here is a cutout from here. And then I just took a little piece of the gears right here. I just die cut those from a scrap of metallic gold cardstock. And then using a tiny applicator bottle filled with Cosmic Shimmer glue is really nice, because then you can just add that to the back of these tiny little pieces, and then it has this little stainless steel pin, and you can just add that right back in there. The glue press also works really great too. I'll put both of those down below the video, and that gets tucked right in. So then, just for you, Dazzle stickers, script greeting Dazzle stickers right here. And these are black, and they come in 3 different sheets. The sentiments are, it's a 3-pack, but all of the sentiments are different. So there's everything from sending smiles to happy birthday to congrats on there. And it occurred to me when after I put this one down, that we also have them in brown. So same collection, black or brown. I thought the brown would have looked really great on there, but I already had the black one down. So I'll link both of these down below the video, and so you can decide which one you'd like to use. So then right here, you guys, there's a piece of chipboard right here. Okay, and I just literally turned it upside down so that it's kind of a triangle shape. And then I colored that, and then I colored this chipboard as well. And I used our tri-blend markers. So I used Tan Blend, Coral, which is kind of more orangey than the cap appears, Golden Brown, and Ice Gray. So I used all of those to color the little pieces, the gears, the metal pieces on my balloon. And here you can see I colored the darker part of the flower center and then did the lighter part of the pen out here. This is tan, this is the golden. Went ahead and used that tiny little applicator bottle once again, glued this down here, this frame piece right here is a cutout. And I saw that and I'm like, oh, that's what inspired this card. I thought that would be a great one for that cutaway card. So I foam taped this one on top of this, and then die cut those gold gears from the cutting die again, and then glued, and then here's a little cutout from the paper collection, foam taped. And then these two pieces are from the gears and cogs, but it's also got these little, from a clock, it's got the clock hands on there. So I just added one of those. I think I got everything. All right, little pocket card. Okay, finally I got one more for you. Here's a little fun gatefold card. Goes like this, lays flat, and then you open it up like that. Okay, so can you see how easy these folds are? I'm going to show you. But yeah, it makes a really nice presentation, and it's just made up of all these little panels, right? And I used just white cardstock to make it. So here are the dimensions. Put this down for you. So the main card right here, you just score that. So let me show you. It is 11 inches long by 4 inches tall. So that's that measurement right there. Okay. And then you're going to score it, and I use my little scoreboard right here. If you've never used a scoreboard before, you would just place it right here. Okay, and you're going to score this at 1.5 inches, 3.5 inches, and then because it's a small scoreboard, I turned it over. And you're going to do the same thing, 1.5 inches and 3.5 inches. That's it. So from 1.5 inches, 3.5 inches, and then, well, if you have a long scoreboard, 7.5 inches and 9.5 inches, okay? Or if you just flip it over, it's these same dimensions twice. Hope that didn't confuse you. And then you're going to cut 2 of these little pieces. This is 2 inches by 4 inches. And then these just get glued right there. And why do we do that? Well, it's to expand it a little bit farther, because these are pretty narrow pieces. So let's talk about the folding. You're going to fold this in like this. Definitely use a bone folder or a butter knife, what have you. You're going to go like that. You're making our little gatefold. And what's really nice about this is you can use this from your 12 by 12 cardstock any color you want. Just has to be, 4 inches wide. And then you just cut 1 inch off the end to make it 4 by 11. Okay, so that's where we are so far. And then can you see why I wanted to add something to this? Because this part right here is so narrow. So you just take 2 of these and you just glue one or foam tape it even right here with this fold. Okay, so that it's even here and even here. And that it just expands the area a little bit, like that. You could make these wider or longer if you wanted to. If you wanted more surface area, you could do one that's 4 by 4 and you could make this much wider. But I wanted to keep it all tidy here. So this is 4 inches tall, okay, and then it's 4 inches wide. Okay, let's get back to this one. All right, so then what I did was, once I had it all scored and everything, I went over all of those folded lines, all of those score lines with cocoa bean ink, went over all of that front and back, okay? And then, you could also put pattern paper back here. And then I just cut scraps that I had left over from all the different cards that I'd made, and I just did little panels that were just slightly smaller than these panels, inking the edges, gluing those down. This piece right here is 4 by 4, okay? Inked that as well, glued that down. And then this one right here, this is a cutout piece from this sheet right here. Cut that out, inked the edges, and glued that to the center. glued this little clock, this little piece right here, Enjoy. This is also a cutout, glued. And then we've got our blue Jewel Dazzle stickers, blue mirror Jewel Dazzle stickers. And I just glued those here. I didn't glue them, they're self-adhesive. I added those here and here. Using the little jewel picker is really handy to do that. You just pick them up off the sheet and place them. That's really nice. And then embellished this part right here as well. Okay, so then when it's closed, you guys, then I did some cutouts here. Let me see if I can grab these. My papers are all over. You talk amongst yourselves. Text a friend. Answer an email. It's going to be the last paper I find here. It's going to be the last one. Come on. Oh, it's over here. Okay. It's this one. All right. So this one right here, this one's cut out here, and this one I cut out and glued here. Now glued them at a little bit of an angle, so they're kind of flared out like this. And then this piece right here, this die cut piece comes from this collection, and I foam taped it just on this side, on the left side. And for that, I used our giant wheel of foam tape, 150 feet or 50 yards of 1/2 inch wide foam tape. Just put a little strip there, it's about 2 inches long, and then embellished it with some more of those little gears and cogs, and then even put little Jewel Dazzle stickers there. So yeah, this is a really fun one to do. I would call this a scrap buster. This one you've got like lots of little scraps that you could fill in for your theme and you're good to go. All right, you guys, so that's what I've got for you today. I think that was a lot of ideas. So this is our giveaway card. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe over on our YouTube channel. And once you're there, if you're looking for the money saver, which is on the right-hand side of our Paper Wishes webisode, just look down below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to this webisode page. So yeah, as I said, we've got a fantastic money saver on this collection. You guys are always saying you want more things for masculine cards, cards for the guys. So here you go. All right, we've got lots of ideas here. And all the items are listed down below the video if you're looking for just 1 or 2 things. And there's also full color pictures of the cards. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you in the next one.